Hey guys, this is Tyler Zombro with Tread Athletics, and today I want to talk about inflection points with splitters and changeups. So we went ahead and grouped these two pitches together. Obviously they have similar profiles, but wanted to evaluate them both kind of in the same bucket here as we're trying to essentially get the same effects with these pitches. So walking through this, red line is going to indicate whiff rate. We want to see that above average. Blue line is going to indicate WOBA. We want to see that get below the average line. So first off, we'll take a look at velocity, and in looking at velocity, there's not a lot of huge variance away from average with this. So it kind of seems like whether you're throwing it hard or throwing it softer, there's not an immediate gain one way or another to make this pitch more successful. Of course, you can see there at the tail end of it, the harder it's thrown, you get a little bit of return with both WOBA and whiff rate. But again, that also is probably just off of deviation from the fastball. That's something that we'll probably dive into, and I'll go talk with our data analyst about is the velocity differences in that correlation, and we'll make another video off of that as well. Transitioning to vertical break. So I think really what we start to see with changeups and splitters, looking at vertical break and horizontal break, is really there's just kind of like this median dead zone average where if we're getting one way or another off of it, we can have some success. So isolating vertical break, you can see once we get below 5 vertical, you can really see whiff rate increase and WOBA decrease. So this is getting that good fading depth action where guys are swinging over the top or weak contact into the ground ideally. I do like to look on the inverse of this and actually look at the changeups that are hoppy and have some good carry to them, because there are some pitchers that throw this. I know John Means is one where his changeup stays up and he relies a good bit on velocity differential. And with that, you can see the WOBA go down there, and that's when you're inducing a ton of pop-ups. It's like that old verbiage of the Bugs Bunny changeup floating in there, pulling the string, and that velocity differential creating pop-ups. Looking at horizontal break, so this graph makes a ton of sense to me because when I think about offset splitters, I think about them having some degree of gyro to them, and we can talk about seam shifted splitters, and of course seam shifted changeups as well, because those are very much so in play. Just the same as we've talked about in prior videos with sinkers, you can get the same effect with a changeup if you're a guy who cuts the ball. Looking at horizontal break, you can see whiff rate go below average and WOBA go slightly above, right around 10 inches of horizontal. And basically what this is telling me is that if you're getting that fading changeup with a ton of arm side run, so pushing out 15 to 20 inches, can get a lot of success there. And on the inverse, if you're throwing a splitter or maybe an incidental cut change, you can also have success that way. So you can see as we get towards the zero line and beyond, again, this is going to be more so with splitters, but getting to that zero line and having extreme cut on the pitch can also be advantageous. Again, we're always talking about getting away from average movement of a pitch, and you can really see that with these changeup slash splitters. So overall, when I look at all of these graphs, that's really the one that sticks out to me is the horizontal break and either pushing arm side depth or the glove side cut depth as well. Vertical approach angle, going to be pretty self-explanatory unless you're that guy throwing the hoppy changeup that is generating you pop-ups. In general, it's a bottom of the zone pitch. You're going to see whiffs obviously go up in that department. So, of course, location being very important. We can get into tunneling, how that pitch is playing off the fastball. But again, to give a little bit of a recap, overall, we want to see the vertical break get below 5 inches. And then in terms of horizontal, whether you're utilizing the split that can potentially cut or a true fading changeup, you just want to make sure you're getting away from 10 inches, kind of one way or the other there. So that's what we've got on changeups. Obviously, diverse pitch, splitters as well, where you see a lot of different profiles that can be successful. So make sure you're utilizing all options at hand if you're somebody who can manipulate that accordingly. But overall, vertical break, sub 5, horizontal, +10, -10, and work from there. That's all we have for changeups slash splitters, and we'll see you in the next video.